Things have a chance to get pretty spicy with the New York Jets and Haason Reddick. We explain next here on the show.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And let's give a big shout-out to Mother_effin_Chew, baby, for joining the Boy Green Super Fan Club, which is a way you guys can all contribute to the show with a small fee every month. That is the money sign on YouTube if you're just coming on to the show. It's right there on your left side of the screen. Feel free to join the party, all the festivities. We're streaming live on the Heavy on Jets page, youtube.com/boygreen25, and Twitter as well. Appreciate you, Mr. Chew. Oh, that rhymed. Very nice. All right. Points for Paul. Well, everybody, welcome to the program. And, well, we've got some juicy deets to discuss on the latest with Haason Reddick, thanks to some new intel from Rich Cimini of ESPN. He dropped a column this morning with new details on this Hassan Reddick situation and where, again, things can get a little bit spicy here as it pertains to mandatory minicamp this week. Guys, this is the last leg here of the race for the New York Jets before we get to training camp. And we have a mandatory minicamp. Now, apparently, I just learned this from Rich Cimini in his column. It was originally scheduled for a 3-day mandatory minicamp this week. It has now been reduced to 2 days, which is kind of sad because it's a little less content for us. But it also works out for Hassan Reddick because that is one less day. Potentially, he could be fined for skipping this week. So far this offseason, it's all been voluntary, organized training activities. That's what it's been. So Hassan Reddick, or any player for that matter, haven't had to go. They didn't have to if they didn't want to. Well, now things pick up a little bit in steam because it's mandatory now. And if Hassan Reddick decides to skip out and not show up, the Jets can fine him north of $50,000. And he already gave up $250,000 for skipping the voluntary stuff. And that's because, and just to explain that real quick, Paul, you said it was voluntary. How can they fine him? That wasn't a fine situation. That was a workout bonus, which are often built into the contracts to incentivize the players to come, even though it's voluntary. But in this particular case, if he skips this week, the 2-day mandatory minicamp, it will result in fines north of $50,000. And it's not about a crying money thing for Hassan Reddick, but rather Rich Cimini believes this could escalate the situation. We have a full column and the YouTube description down below. Also, the Boy Green shop where you can pick up some new merch. Once that arrives at my house, because I ordered a bunch of the merch myself, I will be showing it off here on the program. But Cimini said, quote unquote, if Reddick blows off this minicamp, it could escalate the situation. Here's more from Cimini. Quote, right now it's mostly smoke. If he no-shows, it'll spark some fire. Coach Robert Saleh said he expects Reddick to attend, but he also said he's had no communication with the 2-time Pro Bowl selection. So this is where it gets spicy, people. For all the people that have been saying, there's nothing to read about it yet, well, this is where there are things to read. This is where things are to read about this situation and where, all of a sudden things start getting spicy. Now, here's the thing. Let me just say this at the end of the day. It behooves everybody to get a deal done. It behooves Reddick because you want to play on the field and you're under contract with the New York Jets. So obviously it behooves you to get on the field to continue to be the dominant pass rusher you've been over the last 4 years. It obviously behooves the New York Jets because they're trying to win a Super Bowl. And Hassan Reddick, with 50.5 sacks over the last 4 years, number 4 in the NFL over that span, he's pretty good at football. Okay, they have a mutual agreement here. They want to win the Super Bowl, and Reddick's very good at football. So if that all if that all comes together, then, well, it's going to be good for business, good for everybody. Now, the other part of the equation is, well, the Jets lost a little leverage this offseason. And this is why, if you're going to do a new contract with the player, it behooves you to do it immediately. What do we mean? Well, think about this. Jamal Adams, when the Jets slapped a return to sender, and, well, not really that, they kind of slapped a shipping label on his tuchus and sent him over to Seattle. Seattle didn't immediately agree to a contract extension with Jamal Adams, which gave all the power to Jamal because he knew that the Seahawks gave up 2 first-rounders for him. So he said, they're going to give me a blank check and pay me whatever the hell I want, which ended up proving to be true with some contract awkwardness, okay? And there's been other situations where a trade happens and they immediately agree to a new deal and they figure it out immediately. And then there's no hoopla. It's immediately figured out as part of the deal. So the Jets did not choose to do that with Haason Reddick. And the things we don't know, unless Hassan Reddick shows up this week, then we'll speak with him in terms of his media availability. The Jets knew that Reddick wanted a new deal. How could they not? I mean, it was pretty obvious. Him and his father spoke with ESPN and said, we want a deal commensurate with my production. So clearly they wanted a new deal. So the Jets knew about it. But what did they talk about with Reddick behind the scenes? That's the thing we don't know. Did Reddick say, hey, I'm cool playing this out? And the Jets are like, great, we want you to play it out. Did the Jets say, ooh, we'll definitely figure out a deal? And then months have passed, he's like, the hell? So it could go in a lot of different directions here, which could be a little bit spicy. I see Alan here jumping on the chat. Will Parkinson, our boy who joined us on Thursday, by the way, pointed out the Danielle Hunter contract as comp, 2 years, $50 million, and $49 million of that was fully guaranteed. Yeah, there is age, production. That is a similar deal to potentially look for in terms of a comp. That could be possible. Absolutely. It could be possible to look at that potential deal. But I've got another solution because here's the facts. Reddick wants a new deal. Very clear. Seems very obvious. The Jets, as Antoine Staley of the New York Daily News told me a couple weeks ago, if you guys have been watching all the shows, he said the Jets are, quote unquote, not eager to do one of those deals. So on one side of the fence, one side of the cage, Reddick wants a lot of money. On the other side of the cage, Joe Duckus doesn't want to give out a lot of money. But what often happens when you have two sides that want polar opposite things is you meet in the middle, little middle ground. And I believe the middle ground is a sweetener. A contract sweetener. The Jets have done that in the past with guys, and these are different situations, of course. Carl Lawson last year, the Jets said, hey, buddy, you got $15 million non-guaranteed money. We'll give you whatever it was, we'll slice that down from 15 you were supposed to make to 10. We'll guarantee it and give you some incentives. He's like, oh, great. Jameson Crowder was set to make $10 million a couple years ago. The Jets say, hey, I know you're not really happy with that. Why don't we slice that in half and we'll fully guarantee it? And he's like, okay. Hassan Reddick has $14.25 million in non-guaranteed money owed to him this year, which is the final year of his contract. Perhaps what can the Jets do? Personally, something I would try to broach with him is guarantee half of it, kind of negotiate, try to work through. Rich Cimini suggested, here is a Rich Cimini suggestion. I have that in the full column down below here. He said, maybe the Jets will convert the $14.25 million into a signing bonus as a good faith gesture. So give him basically all of the money as a signing bonus. Okay, maybe, but I would try to avoid giving him the bag, even though we've heard about all these other potential bags, 2 years, $50 million, and cover the contract. So I'm open to an extension, but if I had my druthers, I'd be like, hey, let's give you a sweetener, motivate your ass, and let's roll, baby. And that's what I would do. But long story short, things are set to pick up this week because this is mandatory minicamp. It's not voluntary anymore. We're not playing patty cake anymore. It's mandatory minicamp. And if he doesn't do this, things get spicy. And that would mean over $300,000 would be both in fines and skipped bonuses for Hassan Reddick. So things will get very interesting this week. And to be honest, as much content as I appreciate, and thank you, Hassan Reddick and Jets, for your contributions to this show. Well appreciated. But I'd be fine if there wasn't this kind of drama, to be honest. I'd be fine talking. I have a bunch of other topics on this piece of paper over here, things I'd like to dabble in during the summer. So I don't mind dipping into that pool. I'm willing to do my 111th, is what they say in football. My 111th, which is doing my job, okay? Talking about something else. I don't want to be talking about potential contract holdouts, this and that or the other, but that is as we are. That's what we're dealing with. So that's the latest. Again, Hassan Reddick is expected, according to Robert Saleh, to be there. Robert Saleh also hasn't talked to him, so how would he know? But he's expecting him to be there for the mandatory portion of the offseason. We will see if that indeed happens. And Reddick wants the bag. Jets don't want to give it to him by all indications. And also, Rich Cimini documented why Joe Douglas, historically speaking, does not extend veterans who are 30 years or older. Now, technically speaking, Hassan Reddick is 29. He turns 30 on September 22nd. But the only player, this is like a Jets trivia question, but the only player that has been 30 or older that Joe Douglas has extended is veteran tight end Ryan Griffin, who received a 3-year, $9.6 million extension in 2019, which was weird because he was just kind of a guy. And that's what somebody said. He was a marginal player at the time of the deal, and he remained a marginal player when he was cut. So that one didn't work out. Plus, when you look at Joe Douglas's history with just paying veterans, Laken Tomlinson, my boy, but it didn't work out. $40 million, add down the tubes. Dwayne Brown, $20 million, add down the tubes. So those didn't work. It doesn't mean they won't work like Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if that one works out. That was a trade, but still, I get the difference. So we'll see what happens there. But I think the most sound, if I was a mediator in this situation, the most sound thing is being in the middle and making things happen. Jared B in here, which is Paul, at least Reddick and his family wearing Jets merch at his event yesterday, which, by the way, I believe was in New Jersey. So that's another good sign that he's in town. Yeah, he did have like a camp. I forgot to mention this last time, but I'm pretty sure it was like a New Jersey football camp. So at least they're in town. That doesn't guarantee he will be there for mandatory minicamp, but that's good to know. I did not know that, Jared B. So thank you for that, pal, of sending that in. I did not get a chance to look through that before the show today. I also didn't know I was going to be talking about Reddick today until I was reading Rich Cimini's column. I'm like, okay, that's a good pivot. I had other things to discuss, but that'll work. Yeah, baby. Good morning to everybody who's in here. The Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Jared B, if it's only going to cost Reddick $50 a day for 2 days, he's probably not showing up. No, I believe it's $50,000 in totality for the 2 days. Is how Rich Cimini described it. So it'd be $50,000 total, which would be $300,000 of lost money so far this offseason, according to Rich Cimini. Snowball says, "Hell, I'll come to training for $2,500. Okay, what a deal. Let's line Snowball up in a 4-point stance, people." Jared B. Reddick knows he would get all the money back when they come to some kind of terms, even if just dropping fines when he comes to camp, which has happened in the past. That's another good point. He could say, screw those fines. And this could be a part of the negotiating dance and they get dropped or part of the money or what have you. Yeah, let's hope they work this out. That's the other thing. Mother_effing_chew, again, a Boy Green Superfan Club member, said he did say, Reddick, that he'd play with a new contract or not. Hopefully he's a man of his word. Yeah, that's on April 1st, when he spoke to the media, he said, I'll let my agent and Joe Douglas figure out the contract stuff. And no matter what, this team, the city, the fans are going to get 110%. I'm showing up, basically, is what he said. So, I mean, we'll see. But things can change, I suppose. Things can change very quickly in the NFL, I suppose. Jared B. Reddick said in public he would play either way. We'll see if he's a man of his word. We will see. Let's go to John Shower, another member of the Boy Green Superfan Club. I'm not so sure Jets got Reddick for the long term. I think they believe in Will McDonald, are giving him another year to learn. Jets will have a lot of mouths to feed next year. Yeah, I don't think so either, to be honest. If they do, great. I mean, it was a third-round pick, third-round conditional pick that could become a second if he meets playing time incentives and like performance incentives. So we'll see if he does those things. I mean, get double-digit sacks. He did get it 4 straight years, but double-digit sacks is difficult. Plus the performance, which I believe is 67.5% or something like that. So yeah. I think it is more so a hired mercenary thing, which could extend to just this year, or it could be a 2-year thing and cover this Rodgers window, who believes he's not going to just be quote unquote one and done with the Jets, and he doesn't count last year. So 100%. To me, in theory, if you get Reddick playing balls to the wall this year on his 14.25 with the sweetener, and then 2025, it's Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, that's not bad. You have 2 former first rounders going balls out crazy, and I'd be okay with that. But I'd also understand if you get Reddick in too. Go to Alan here. By the way, I want the MC2 contract done ASAP. Yes, he is entering into a contract year right now, which goes to the point of all those mouths to feed. Michael Carter II. That is 1,000% true. He is due for a contract. And again, I could understand. So, there's a lot of contracts that don't make sense to me in terms of like extending or figuring out or doing something. Like DJ Reed had a massive cap hit for this year, $15 million plus, and the Jets didn't touch it. It's like what the Cowboys are doing with Dak Prescott, was $59 million this year, and they didn't touch it. Like, it would have behooved them to touch it because that would have lowered his cap hit for this year, would have allowed the Cowboys to add more pieces, bring it to the Jets. There's like DJ Reed. Oh man, why didn't you mess with that? Could have saved more money. Like MC2 made sense not to do in the spring because he's set to make like 1, 2, 3, 4 million. Non-existent money. With all due respect, non-existent money to an NFL player and an NFL team. They're like, it's whatever. Any extension would have likely increased that number dramatically, whether they front-loaded or back-loaded or however they mess with it. It would have been very difficult for it to stay the same or quote-unquote save money in the Jets' cap. Let me make sure I get that number accurate here. Yeah, let me make sure I get that number accurate here of how much he's owed for this season. I mean, the entire contract, so take this for what you will, was $3.8 million as a former 5th-round pick. So it wasn't a lot of money. He's set to make 2024. Yeah, $3.3 million base salary, a $3.4 million cap hit. So again, negligible. It's not ringing the bell. So it'd be very hard for the Jets to do a new deal with him and for that number to be lower. So long story short, it's a perfect June deal to do because now it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. So now would be the perfect time. Now would be the perfect time. And that is true. Another John Sauer point. The Jets have reportedly not talked to Michael Carter II yet. That was another Rich Cimini nugget. They have not even broached the talk of an extension, which makes me a little nervous, a little heebie-jeebie, like, oh boy. What does that mean? Alan, when talking about like how much should MC2 make, I'm looking at the Taron Johnson deal and signing him to that plus 1 penny more, which is fine because that's how a lot of these players look at Justin Jefferson. He got 1 million more in terms of the per year average than Nick Bosa because he wanted to be the highest paid non-quarterback, and it's just squeak, just made him highest paid non-quarterback. So that could make him the highest paid slot in the league, which Taron Johnson currently, it's like a 3-year deal for $30 million, $33 million, somewhere in that range. So they could do that. He has all the analytics. I mean, the Jets tweet it out all the time, which I would use at the negotiating table. It's like when Rex Ryan used to say, Darrelle Revis, the best ever, number one, he's the greatest. And the agent of Revis would be like, what did you just say? Yeah, show it in the money. They'd be like, well, that gets weird. So anything you say in public can be used to get you in the court of law or the contract negotiating table, as it were. NY Jets super fan. We need to sign Reddick for 2 years and work on Sauce, Brees, and MC2. Move on from Conklin and Reed. I would see how the OTs look. Maybe re-sign one of them for another year too. Yeah, Morgan Moses was doing the official Jets podcast with EA. He thinks he has 5 years left in him, and he's a right tackle. Obviously, Tyron's a left. And unless Fashanu is going to learn Guatemalan and jump over to right tackle, it probably behooves you to ride out the Tyron Smith thing for this year and bring it wherever it goes. Next year, Fashanu left tackle, Hopefully Morgan Moses, you signed to a 2 or 3 year deal maybe, and keep him as your right tackle moving forward. That would be spectacular. Plus, try to draft a young guy. If it's not Carter Warren, if it's not Max Mitchell, if it's not one of those young cats you're developing, that maybe you could get another future right tackle going on there. So not bad. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, Nick says, and I love how he asks this, I feel like there had to be a plan when the trade happened, right? Yeah. Ron Burgundy, stay classy, San Diego. Yeah, the question mark on the teleprompter, it is a little bit of a question mark. I mean, the Jets had to know. Like, Joe Douglas is not dumb. They had to know the contract was a thing, but there had to be some sort of conversation, which maybe could be the Heat right now, or it's part of the negotiating dance, as Cimini suggested in his column this morning, that maybe they're playing coy. This is part of their negotiation that they're waiting. They want to give it when they want to give it, I guess. So we will see. Now, my father chiming in. If the Jets didn't come to an agreement, I love this picture, by the way. If you guys see this on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube or heavy on Jets or Twitter, you can see my dad's profile picture, which is right here. Boop, boop. If you're listening on the audio version, you'll have to watch the video version. It's a picture of me and my dad. We went to the Week 2 Jets-Cowboys game last year, and we did the stadium tour, and it was really cool. And we're on the star right here and got a cool picture of me and my dad. And it's funny, that shirt I'm wearing is Zach Wilson is good. Random story here before I address my dad's comment. So I just wore the Zach Wilson is good shirt, and I can't believe how many people stopped me when we were down there in Dallas to say that is hilarious. And Cowboys fans taking pictures with me saying, look at this guy, look at this guy, look at this shirt. And people just stopped me like laughing and having a good time. So I'm glad. I didn't realize I'd get that many reactions from the shirt, but here we are. But yeah, we were standing on the famous Dallas Cowboys star at midfield, which is really cool. But he says if the Jets didn't come to an agreement before they brought him in, talking about Reddick, for your first huge misstep of the offseason. And again, that's where you could get funky. I gave the Jamal Adams example in the past, and then the leverage shifts to the player. The Jets don't have John Franklin Myers anymore. The Jets don't have Bryce Huff anymore. They don't have the leverage of saying, hey, Reddick, if you don't show up, pal, we're going to go to this guy. And then they point, and it's JFM. Like, oh, wait, he's gone. Oh, well, we've got this guy. It's Bryce Huff. Oh, he's gone too. So, like, Reddick knows the Jets need him, and the Jets need Reddick. So it's one of those. Unless Will McDonald has just made this massive leap, and they rotate anyway. You need Hassan Reddick. So you can't play around in a Super Bowl season. You just got to figure it out. Yeah, bad sign they gave up a $50,000 incentive. He hasn't yet. He gave up $250,000 in bonuses, but he has an additional $50,000 that he could give up this week if he does not show up to mandatory minicamp, which is 2 days this week, as Rich Cimini revealed. So TBD, we'll see what happens there. My father chimes in again. The Jets need him far more than he needs them after this year. He will have a free agent deal, and the Jets will be missing a huge piece of their defense. I'll have to double check the tolling, but if he just holds out the entire year, I'm curious how that will work. Plus, the Jets have the franchise tag, so there's no guarantee he gets to free agency, and I'm not sure the Jets would be in a very helping mood once we got to that point. And again, for the people, I just want to address this. For the people that say, see, the Jets should have kept Huff. Reddick is a better player right now than Huff is. That's like non-negotiable. That is obvious. Reddick has 50.5 sacks in the last 4 years. Bryce Huff has 1 season of 10 sacks. 1. They got you last year. Hassan Reddick has done it 4 times in a row, and at a much higher clip. He didn't barely hit 10. He had a 16-sack season in there. He is number 4 in the NFL in sacks. So the Jets made the right call. If you could only have one of the two, picking Reddick over Huff when you're trying to win a Super Bowl now, yes. Is Huff going to be the better player in the next 5 years? Like we get to the latter end of the 5 years? Yeah, maybe. Sure. Reddick's 29 right now. He turns 30 in September. Maybe there's eventually maybe there's a drop-off. And then Huff picks up the torch and he's like, hey, you bastards, at 25, 26, I'm the guy now. Maybe. Perhaps. But right now, it's Reddick. So no, they didn't make the wrong choice with that decision, but they just got to get him to camp, mini camp / training camp. So we will see what happens. I will ignore any traffic ticket stories that could be used in the future. Okay. Alan. Off topic, Boy Green. Could you talk about the unreal new Vikes jerseys? Might have to get a Hawkinson jersey. Hashtag go Iowa. Let me pull those up. I heard about them. They're like winter something. Yeah, let's pull those up. See what those look like. Okay. Vikings unis. It's got to be on Twitter. Everything's on Twitter. Now, let me pull that up. Vikings jerseys. Make sure you guys, we got 400 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute to the show. If you'd like to go above that, like I said, Boy Green merch shop is in the description down below. So feel free to do that or hit the Boy Green Superfan Club up. Feel free. Actually, maybe I'll just hit a Goog. I'll hit a Google. Vikings new jerseys. Okay. Winter Warrior is apparently what they're called. Okay. Let's show these up. Let me get a good picture of it. Okay. Is that a good pic? It's too small. Okay. Let me see here. Where's a good photo of this? Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh, wow. There we go. Yeah, let's. I'll put this up on the screen for those who are watching the program. Let's go. Okay. Oh, where do we got this thing? Oh, here's the image. Okay. This is Aaron Jones, which has got to be disgusting for Packers fans, I'm sure. She got this nice white look, a lot of chrome, a lot of silver. Yeah, it looks very nice. I will be honest. It looks like there's too big of a gap between the threes. If you're looking on the screen, Aaron Jones is number 33. It's kind of a big gap between the threes. That looks a little weird. That might just be a weird thing I'm noticing right now. But yeah, the silver looks great. And again, the Jets won't be going to the Viking Stadium this year because they're going to London, but they got some. Let me take off Alan's comments so you guys can see this. I mean, it looks badass. I really like it. Again, when I play Madden and you pick a franchise and I don't pick the Jets for whatever reason, sometimes I used to play with a buddy and we'd both pick franchises that had cool uniforms or cool stadiums or something. I've picked the Vikings before. They got a cool thing, man. And I've been a big Adrian Peterson fan in the past, and his Adrian Peterson, the purple jerseys look amazing. This kind of winter white warrior, yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm going to be honest, I don't have many other NFL jerseys besides the Jets, though. So I have a very limited supply from that perspective. But they do look cool. So that could be another Madden thing I do in the future. Although I love the Jets' new / old uniform. So I'm looking forward to testing those out, Madden. Okay. I got a bit. So John Sauer says, hopefully Stiggers is that diamond in the rough. Plays really well. Makes it easier to let Reed walk next year. Guys, I got a big guest coming up next week that did an awesome story on Quantez Stiggers. You guys are going to want to tune in. I believe that's going to be the Boy Green Daily on Tuesday morning. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to have a NFL insider next week that had this deep dive on Quantez Stiggers. Keep an eye out. There's a big tease that should be terrific. So I'm really looking forward to that. So keep an eye out for that episode, which should be coming out. I'm doing that interview next week. So TBD. I will let you guys know. San Diego, Paul. Yeah, I got to get that better. That's an excellent point. Whale's vagina, as I believe it's called. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, ferrets are awake. I'm glad you guys can hear those. Yep. That's true. Knoble, where are you? Okay. Let's go to Twitter. We got Tommy Gorilla. What a great name. Do you realistically see this being an issue, though? Absolutely, I do. I hope it isn't, because I'm an optimistic guy by nature, so I hope it isn't. But oh boy, yeah, this could clearly be an issue. This could clearly be an issue. I hope it's not, but it could be. If the Jets don't pay up, if Reddick skips out, is Reddick going to even skip out? Does he show up the mandatory minicamp and it's all kaput? Like he shows up, let's say, to mandatory minicamp and he starts chatting it away, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, okay, no big deal. Thank God. Maybe. Hopefully not. But yes, it could be very well an issue. Jared B. Paul, I heard your dad is starting a show. Well, every other one of my, fans and followers are starting a show. We have Tio. They just did something on Friday with Johnny Boy. Tio's got a thing with Nick Shine on Sundays. You got Bobby's got his own show. So, hell, everybody's got their own show. He should get his own show. I'm sure people would watch. And yeah, he'll be on next Saturday. I know he said Sunday yesterday. It'll be Saturday with my brother. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen my brother in a while. Let's see. How much is it that he wants? So D. Santana asked this question on YouTube. So we've had two insiders speak out on this. Zach Rosenblatt said he's heard that Reddick wants $25 million per year. Okay. Connor Hughes said he's heard he wants $30 million per year. Good Lord. And the average, we already did this math, the top 5 highest paid pass rushers, if you average it out, average $28 million and change per year, which is in the middle. So, I don't know. It depends on who you believe. So again, Zach Rosenblatt was in the $25 million a year range. Connor Hughes is in the $30 million a year range, and the top 5 average is $28 million. So, which is a lot of moolah, a lot of scratch. Tommy, seems like he's just being a vet and he's waiting for a contract, but he wouldn't have accepted this trade if he didn't accept the uncertainty of not getting a new contract right away. Actually, that's not true, Tommy. He didn't have a no-trade clause, so he could have been traded to Guatemala as far as he's concerned, so he didn't have to accept that. Now, in situations where you do negotiate a long-term deal with the team that's acquiring you, you have a little bit of power there. So if, let's say, Jets want Reddick, but they only want Reddick if they could get him to a long-term deal before he shows up, which is what a lot of teams do to avoid what's happening right now. And then they get in a contract impasse, and then the Jets go, never mind, we don't want to do the deal because we don't want to acquire a guy on a one-year deal. So that could have happened or could happen. It did not happen, obviously. That could have happened, but he didn't have a no-trade clause, so he had no power from that perspective. So I push back on that narrative, that point. But interesting. My father said, remember the stone cold lock for defensive player of the year, Esden's own prediction, which was he predicted Hassan Reddick, which could be in this defense too. My dad makes a lot of good points there. Ralph says, why haven't we signed Justin Simmons yet? This dude will make our secondary option. He would, although according to Rich Cimini, the Jets are rolling with the group they have. They are not adding another safety, according to Rich Cimini. He said that last week. But why hasn't he? I would imagine Justin Simmons still in June is like, I want a bag. He has more interceptions than anyone in the league. He entered the league back in 2016. He has more interceptions than anyone in the league over that span. So he wants a bag, and no one's willing to give him a bag yet, so he remains a free agent. I think that is it. Plain and simple. I love him because he's so freaking good, and he's a leader and everything else. But it sounds like the Jets aren't going to do it. Charles, is this a holdout regarding Reddick? Technically not yet, but it could become one this week. This week it's mandatory. Everything else has been voluntary. So technically you can't call that a holdout, I guess. But yeah, this week it's a 2-day mandatory minicamp. If he doesn't show up, the Jets can find him, and that would be the official start of the holdout Reddick era. Yes. Oh, Jesus. Wow. You guys are a little intense in the comments, or direct, I guess, depending on your perspective. Mother_effing chew. I have a Kirk Cousins jersey. Gross. I ordered a Trevor Lawrence Clemson jersey, and for some reason they sent me 2, and the Cousins jersey, and they said it was their mistake. Keep it. Cool. That's a happy accident, I guess. Very nice. Dakota says we should be able to beat Minnesota in London this season. Honestly, hoping so. Yeah, they should. The team has some solid pieces around. Their offensive line. Aaron Jones is really good. Justin Jefferson's good. Jordan Addison's good. TJ Hawkinson's good if he's going to be healthy at that point. That's still unclear. Could miss the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season, which would put him right in that range for the Jets. But it all depends on who's playing quarterback and how well they're playing it. Is it Darnold? Is it J.J. McCarthy? TBD. But no, the Jets should be favored in that game, I would imagine. Bears offense very intriguing. Yeah, they're on Hard Knocks. I can't wait. That'll be a fun one. And the Giants are on a weird Hard Knocks that's coming out in a month. It's an off-season edition of Hard Knocks. I'll be watching all of it. I love football content, so I will be watching it, sure. How much does the cap go up this year? We won't know. It changes on a year-to-year basis. It went up a significant amount already for the year. It starts at the league year, so reverse. So we already know what the cap went up this year. But if you're talking about the following year, that we find out. But a safe bet is it keeps going up because football is popular. Football is popular. I've heard that Hassan Reddick has held out in the past, so that could be something to watch. I can't remember who said it. Was like an insider said it on a show that keep in mind that Hassan Reddick has held out in the past, so that's something to watch. But I don't know specifically whether that was in Philly because he's been in a few places. He started out in Arizona, then he went to Carolina, then he went to Philly, so I'm not sure where it was, but that's what I heard. Why is it always something with the organization? I don't know. You never know. All right, let's open up the phone lines, you crazy bastards. Let's open up this can of worms and see what's happening. We've got 400 people live in the room on a Sunday morning. You'll love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Like I said, there's a full column. If you missed any part of this conversation coming in and out, or the audio-only listener, you'll have to go to the YouTube description to see the full article that accompanies this video, which gives you some additional deets. Feel free to do so. Okay. All right. Let's drop the video call-in link in here in the chat. Let's see who pops up. What kind of mysteries await me as I drop this in? That is officially in the comments section, and that is now the pinned message on YouTube. If you're watching on any one of the other streams, Twitter, Facebook, perhaps, you have to hop on over to youtube.com/BoyGreen25 to hop on the show. And wow, we got callers loading up immediately. You love to see it, baby. All right, let's start it off with our waving brother from another mother. That is Bobby Midnight here on the
How you
program. Morning,
doing,
Bobby.
Paul?
What's
How
up,
you
Bobby?
feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful.
Is it raining up near you?
I believe so. Yeah, it was raining
pouring
yesterday.
here. Yeah, it was beautiful here yesterday, but it's pouring now.
Oh, geez. That's not ideal.
Yeah, what happened to me and my brother on Friday?
Oh, no, what happened?
Jake showed this guy, Walter, brought me and my brother jet tickets for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to the game for free. And then Jake gave us passes to get on the field.
Oh, wow. Cool. Congratulations.
And we're going to have the tailgate party, too, with Jake. I know.
Oh, that's nice.
That was Friday. I cried my eyes out. And my brother's going bananas. Can't wait. He already got time off, so he's ready for we're going to take the train down. Do you ever take the train down to New Jersey?
No, I have not.
Okay. I think it might be even cheaper, they said, to take the train.
Oh, great. Well, yeah. Whatever's cheaper.
You don't have to save gas. Gas is going up this year.
Plus parking. You think about all that jazz.
Yeah, parking and, the George Washington Bridge.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Congratulations. That's amazing, man.
So how are you and Dad doing? Good?
Me and my dad, we did the show yesterday, and he'll be on the upcoming Saturday, and you'll meet one of my brothers. One of my brothers.
Yeah, I
is
can't wait.
I
want to meet one of your brothers. I overslept yesterday. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I forgive you, Bobby. I saw you were on, though, in the post Jake Asman show or whatever you called that.
You could come on anytime you want.
I know. I got to come on. I like pop in and see you guys chatting, but you're right. I just got to commit. I got to commit.
Come on. Just say hi. And
okay, I will do. I'll do that next time.
And then if you come in, I let you talk because a lot of people talk over each other. All
right. What do you want me to talk about?
Anything you want to talk about.
Okay.
It's free. Whatever you want, you could stay as long as you want to.
I appreciate that, Bobby.
I know you have people in the back. So
sure.
I'll talk to you soon. Nice.
All right, sounds good, Bobby.
Bye.
Yeah, God bless. All right, let's go to a new caller. I think I got this right. Donald Johnson here on the program. What's up, Donald?
What's up?
Hey, what's popping?
Not much, man. How you been?
I've been excellent. How are you, man?
I'm chilling.
Okay. What's on your mind?
I say with the healthy Aaron Rodgers and the lineup that we got now, we got the extra pieces that we've been missing. So I say that the Jets, we should do a lot better than last season.
God, I hope
we
so.
can make it to the postseason and be the AFC champions this year.
Okay, I like it,
Possibly
Donald.
to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I got us going to the Super Bowl this year, though.
Who we playing? Who we playing in the Super Bowl?
It depends.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I would like to see. I don't know if it's possible, but I would like to see a head-on-head collision battle between both New York teams.
That's certainly possible. Yeah, Giants are in the NFC. Sure, they can get their happy ass there. Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Subway fight.
Yeah, that's it. We had that with the Mets and Yankees a bunch of years ago. Let's do it with the Jets and Giants. That'd be fun.
Yep.
I love it, Donald. Well, thanks for calling in, brother.
All right. You good looking.
Okay. Appreciate you. All right, DJ Donald spitting some gospel. Jets Giants Super Bowl. Oh yeah, I'd love to give that to the friggin' Giants. You bet your sweet cheeks. Oh heck yeah, nice. All right, Jets in the Super Bowl. I feel it, and I feel it in my bones, people. To me, you can evaluate your life however you want. Most of the Jet fans I know are pessimistic. They're glass half empty, more times than not. So I try to spread a different perspective. Glass half full. That's how I approach my life every day. When I wake up, I'm like, I'm alive. I'm alive. And I just try to seize the day. Just grab it by the haunches and let's go to town. That's it, baby. That's it. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got Johnny boy. Hey Johnny, how was the show on Friday, pal?
Bro, it was dope, man. It was awesome. Look, gotta give you guys a lot of credit, man. I mean, people don't see the stuff that goes behind the scenes and how much work truly goes into it. Dude, you guys doing this on an everyday base and all that. It's amazing, man. Like, bro, after the show, I was exhausted, bro. I wanted to go to sleep.
How long was it?
Over 2 hours.
Oh, hot damn. Okay.
Yeah, so
way to put in that work. Also, you got the Kiss shirt on. That was one of my first concerts here in Darien Lake, New York. Went to see Kiss. My father took me out to that. So yeah, baby, they put on a good show.
They do, man. I saw them out here in Virginia Beach. It was their last the last tour that they were doing, but dude, even at their age, they're still, bro. And I was like, damn.
We got lucky. Wherever our seating was, we were there, and it was good seats. They were fine for seeing the concert. And then we get a zip line Kiss, a band member who jumped on, and I'm like, what the hell? And he zip lined right next to us. There was this stage I didn't notice that was right there, and he was playing the guitar. I was like, holy freaking crap! Look, like, Dad, we made out. High five. Like, look at this. So that was pretty cool. So they did some pretty cool stuff, man. So I love Kiss.
Dude, looking forward to next Saturday, bro. Your brother and all that.
Oh my God. Yeah. You guys have never met him before. It's one of my brothers. So yeah. He's my biggest brother. He's he's well over 6 foot. He might be 6'3", 6'4". Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, I whatever I lacked in height, he more than made up for. So I don't know what happened when God was kind of dealing the cards at the poker table. He landed 6'4", 6'3", whatever it is with my brother. So yeah, that'll be an interesting meetup next week. Say that one more time.
What's the age difference?
Let's see. For most of our siblings, it's 2 years apart. I believe, if I have my right, I think he was born in 1990. I was born in 93. So it's like a 3-year age gap, something like that. He's older. Yeah, he's the eldest of all our siblings. He's the oldest brother. The oldest brother, sister, either way. He's the oldest of everyone.
So he has all the good details that your dad doesn't know about.
Oh, boy. Yeah. He's going to have some stories. That's for sure.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. Look, man, I love when you have those segments. Your pops is awesome, bro. Hopefully, you guys could come to the home opener, man. That's
it. You got to call next time, whenever that is on Saturday. You got to call and ask him. I brought it up, but we were in the middle of a lot of stuff, so I don't think I really got a response from him. But yeah, week 3 home opener. That's the one I'm kind of circling, and I think Woody is potentially coming to that too. So that's the one I'd love to go to. I think the atmosphere would be crazy and all that, and it'd be cool to get my pops there and everybody. So on Saturday, which is when he's calling on. He will come on. So pepper him. Yeah.
I might have my pops to get on. You know what? Because it's my birthday, bro, on Friday. So
okay. Happy early birthday, pal.
Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna be like, yo, Papa Essen, bro, for my birthday. I heard you
There you go. Twist it.
boy,
Yeah.
use it to all my like that I can, bro. But yo,
Damn straight.
Hassan Reddick,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's crazy that this is being talked about. Look, I hope it doesn't occur. I hope it doesn't happen. I mean, I think it would put a sour taste in a lot of Jet fans if he
What do you
does.
mean? If he skips this week, you're talking about?
If he skips this week. But
Yeah,
even
yeah.
then, I'm still like, I'm not even concerned, bro. I want dude just to be there for the season. Like, I think we all know what he is, right? And I think he knows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everybody knows that he's gonna come in there, wreck some shit, and then get back out and let the other guys keep doing their stuff. Like the defense that we play, it's such a rotation, right? I mean, he's gonna be another rotational piece, and it's just gonna see what's gonna occur, dude. Like, I mean, for me, man, like I keep talking about it, bro. Look, I'm more concerned about the CeeDee Lamb situation and all the stuff that's going on over there.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
It's a good point because even if he skips this week, which again will get us going a little like, because he skips it'll just be very clear that the only reason he would have skipped that is because of contract stuff. So that would be really weird. But to your point, though, like, we're still going to have another month after this week.
exactly.
For them for nothing to happen, for him and the agent, Jets and agent, to just hammer it out and figure it out, which is, by the way, what eventually happened with Quinnen and others. So, like, in this big-ass gap of time, which won't have any, like, this is the last thing. This 2-day Jets mandatory minicamp is it, and then training camp is the next thing. So we just have this big-ass gap of time between, and then they can figure it out. So as little awkward as it'll be, I'm sure it'll be a show on Boyd Green Daily this week if he like, blows it off and he's not there. I'm sure that'll be a show this week of us reacting to it. But yeah, to your point, there's still a gap of time after that. So the optimistic side is, okay, they still have time to figure this out. Let's just let's not F around with the season, because that's what we're talking about. The good vibes, I think, of last year or the year before, whenever it was with the Quinnen thing. We're like, please, please, please just get it done. Don't screw it up. Just give them the money and then we're all good. Like, let's not allow this to be a distraction. I feel the same way about this Reddick thing. Let's just figure it out, whatever it looks like.
And the other thing too, man, like, he's a professional, but bro, in the past, knock on wood, hope doesn't never happen in anything, but we've had guys that have come in that we've been so high on and they got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unless you've played sports and stuff like that, you guys know. I mean, you've done it, Boyd Green. You see, I mean, bro, it's a lot. It puts a lot on the body, man. Especially on how long he's been doing it. I mean, these guys have been playing ball since, Pee-wee.
100%. That's why I'm fine with it. Like, Breece Hall hasn't been really doing much for whatever reason. They keep calling it like a lower extremity that we don't have to worry about. I call it a kerfluffle. I don't give a flying hoot. Fine, Breece, don't touch the field. We don't need it till later anyway. So some of these guys are just getting rest, and there's a lot of guys that the Jets haven't been pounding in these voluntary OTAs. Great, good. I don't want to see them. We're a team that's not playing for, oh, wow, I really hope we go 9-8 this year. Like, we're not fucking saying, like, excuse my Guatemalan. We're not saying any of that nonsense. So, like, let's just go. Like, let's have them ready when it matters.
Dude, I'm here saying 14-3. We win the division. We have the best freaking record in the whole division itself. I mean, conference, I meant. And home game, freaking playoff game. Like, can you imagine that, dude? Like, how?
I can't. Because we haven't seen it in 22 years. This is the last home playoff game we friggin' had, man.
Do you remember who we played?
Yeah, the Indianapolis Colts. We blew them out 41-0.
Exactly, bro. Like,
Peyton Manning too. Whew. Oh,
dude, we need these because we as Jet fans, these small moments last for us for such a long.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But all right, brother. I know you got other people on there, man. JETS, Jets. Appreciate it, man. Hey, when you get a chance, bro, I sent you a message with all the information that you had asked me for in regards of the
And where'd you send it?
IG.
Okay, I gotta check. I'm always lazy on Instagram, so yes, I will go there and check that. But awesome, thanks, brother.
All right, bro. Appreciate you,
There
man.
it is. Appreciate it, Johnny. JETS Jets. Kiss KISS. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Okay, rock on, baby. Beautiful. All right, let's hop back on over to the phone lines. We got NY Jets FL joining us. Beautiful jet ski. Oh, this is nice. Look at that. Oh, there he is. He pops on like sounds like Chris Collinsworth sliding in. Okay, what's up?
Working in the garage, so trying to get some stuff done for.
It's a very American hat. I love that. Very patriotic.
Getting ready for I sell fireworks coming up, so we open July 2nd.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
About 10 years we've been doing it, so it's hot, but it's a lot of fun. People are very festive.
Give me some of the what do you got? Sniffy, Jiffy. What's going on there? Give me what kind of fireworks we got? What do we got popping?
You're talking mortars, cakes, like mortars, reloadable mortars.
My God.
They allow this county. They allow it. So you're talking, rockets and
Jesus
Roman candles. Big cakes that you light once and they shoot. I mean, it's
okay. So you're the guy. So if I ever need anything, you're the guy who can help out another guy in this realm.
Paul, I'll be happy if you make it to Thursday night and I make it to Thursday night. I will bring some fireworks for the parking lot.
Oh Jesus! Okay, let's go.
Get him in.
I love it.
If I can somehow get him in, probably get arrested for bringing explosive devices.
Yeah, that's probably true, but you got to live life. I respect that. Okay, that's another motivating factor. I like that. Okay,
that's a great attitude, by the way. You have a great attitude about life, as you know already. I stated that before. Mm-hmm. What are we doing with the Reddick thing? I mean, what are we doing? I mean, is this a negotiation? Are they talking behind the scenes? I would imagine there's got to be some serious discussions. Both don't want to be embarrassed. So
yeah, but. So they could be. You're right. And Rich Cimini kind of speculated, like, are they talking? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? What is the benefit of Robert Saleh saying he's had zero communication anywhere whatsoever with Reddick over the spring? Even if that's true, coaches lie all the time to say, yeah, we've been going back and forth and everything's on track with what it's supposed to be. He could give some coach bullshit thing to say, and all of us would be like, whew, oh, thank goodness. But with him saying, I don't know, haven't talked to him in months, basically. We're like, what? What the hell? So it's just very weird how they're handling it from that perspective. Again, it could be figured out. A deal gets announced in 3 hours or something, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it is weird with the public, at least battle, with how we're dealing with it or hearing it or those kind of details. Yeah, that is a bit bizarre. But yeah, maybe there are things going on behind closed doors that we don't know about.
You would think Saleh, with his, double speak with everything else that he does in a press conference, he could just, hey, I would say, I anticipate him being here next week. We traded a lot of, we traded for him. He's an important piece to the team, like something like that, and maybe something like to that effect, as opposed to saying, I have no idea he's AWOL, or that's basically what he said.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's another thing that we have to another handling of a situation. Questionable. Mm-hmm. It's just always questionable. So, hey, Paul, on the Bobby show yesterday, just so you know, it's, one day it was about hotel rooms in Manhattan because one of the listeners lives there. So he was giving me hotel advice.
Okay.
And then yesterday was a big boxing and basketball discussion. Who's the greatest boxers, basketball.
Who got mentioned in the best boxer of all time?
Well, Gary's a big boxing guy, and Gary basically said, I can't rate these guys because of the decade, the time frame.
Oh, come on. How lame.
But we did have an NBA, all-time great between Kobe and Jordan and things like that. So
it's just okay.
Innocent.
It's fun conversations. Okay. Like I said, I've been tuning into a few, but I gotta actually hop on myself. Yeah, I gotta get involved. I gotta get my hands dirty.
Yeah. So you and your dad, I know you don't have a lot of time, but you and your dad are going to try to get up there Thursday?
I am, and people are trying to pressure my dad into it. He hasn't given me an answer one way or the other yet. So like I said, he'll be on the show on Saturday with my brother. If people want to call and throw rocks at him and try to peer pressure him into it, that would be amazing. So that's the one I'm shooting for. I'm looking at a couple of games, but the one I'm like really honing in on, the one I want to will into existence is Jets Patriots. That's what I want. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. So, all right, Paul, I know you got to go. You have a great day, okay? Thanks for your content and everything every morning. Look forward to it every morning.
I appreciate it. Thanks, brother. NY Jets FL joining us. Again, we got about 500 people in the room, everybody. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below to spread the gospel of this gosh darn show, which is, again, live every day at 7:30 in the morning. And damn straight, Johnny Boy says, I mentioned Roy Jones Jr. as the best. When I was growing up, that was me and my dad's boxer, was Roy Jones Jr., and that's one of my favorites all time. Now, it sucks seeing him most, like at the end of his career, I just wanted him to go, and he got beat like a dog, and that made me feel bad because you have this idealistic, picture of Roy Jones Jr. in your head. You're like, oh, he's a superhero, and for your superhero to be destroyed at the end of his career was really sad to see. So I really wish he would have left the game earlier, so to speak. And that's the thing I'm a little worried about with Tyson. Like Tyson, we have this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight on November 15th. At AT&T Stadium. The thing I'm a little wary of is, okay, he's got a little bit of gas left in his tank, and hopefully he catches Jake Paul and hits him right in the mouth and knocks him out. That's awesome. But boy, if he unloads the clip in the first round and he doesn't have it, it could be really ugly. That's my fear. I mean, again, Jake Paul's 27 years old, and he's got some chutzpah. He's got some hitting power there, and he could outlast Tyson. And I would be surprised if he didn't outlast Tyson, which that's the part that scares me. So I think Tyson has to catch him early. Marvin Hagler, okay. Sugar Ray Leonard, okay. Duran, okay. Those are all choices. Those are all good choices. Okay. I'm just kind of curious. I was a boxing guy growing up with my father, and then we both transitioned to MMA in the 90s. So, yeah, mixed martial arts, which is something me and my dad still kind of celebrate and watch. All right, everybody, a fun little show there, no question about it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back on tomorrow for another Boy Green Daily. I believe Gunny is joining us. It's been a long time since we had Gunny on the show. He'll be on Monday's show. And again, I believe it'll be the Tuesday morning episode. I'll have to double check my schedule, but we should have the Tuesday morning episode, which will be with a NFL insider who wrote a Quantez Stiggers story, which should be a lot of fun. But whoa, before I go out, we have a few more callers chiming in, including Eston Zone, my old goat, the old man here on the program. What's up, Father?
Hey, now. By the way, the only reason Roy Jones Jr. lost is his major piece was speed, right? Jake Paul has never been in with somebody that hits like a Mack truck. And I referenced George Foreman, right? He knocked out the heavyweight. He became the heavyweight champion at 45 years old. Mike Tyson will punch Jake Paul in the spleen. Be calling for his mama.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm just a little nervous that, again, he comes out. If people have seen some of these quick Instagram videos of Tyson going, bah, 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 and he's just lighting up a bag, and you're like, whoa, okay, Tyson still has some gas left in that tank. But again, the video I'm curious about is, what does the next 2 hours look like for Tyson? Is he sucking wind in the corner? He's 58, for God's sakes, or will be 58 in June here coming up. That's just the thing, If Jake Paul just covers up, if he just does this and just eats, again, maybe to your point, he gets a good liver shot at, but if he just covers up and weathers the storm of Tyson, he's like, we got 7 rounds to go. Let's roll. I hope you're right, Dad. I want Tyson to
boxers that their entire life learned how to cover up were unable to. He one time fractured 3 ribs and collapsed a dude's lung. All right, during a fight. So go back, Google Tyson. The guy's corner was calling him a pussy because he couldn't go back out. He left the ring to the hospital, and he spent 3 weeks in the hospital with a collapsed lung. So I hope Jake Paul pisses off Tyson, because you could ask.
Right, it's been too friendly right now. You're right.
It's been too friendly. But he may not be able to hear you. Apparently, he's got something wrong with his ears. But don't piss off the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah,
and in regards to
just real quick on your
season.
Yeah, okay.
So go ahead.
No, the only thing I was going to say is it's just been too friendly. There's been a lot of press, obviously, for this Tyson Jake Paul thing, and there's been the smoked up thing of like, oh, I'm going to knock you out. No, you're going to knock me out. But it's not like getting personal or anything. So it's just all fluff.
Just wait.
And they're loving each other. So I hope
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson didn't have a $30,000 robe or the shiny. He took a towel and he frickin' cut a hole in it and he put it through his head when he walked out the ring. And then eventually he goes, I don't need that towel. And he just walked out ready to fight to make the money. That's what he does. Jake Paul walks out and dances a Macarena or whatever other bullshit that he does. No chance.
Okay. All right. And you want to address the Week 3 New York Jets home opener versus the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football? Yes?
Yes, I would. And maybe you could do a poll to see the number of your fans that would like me to be there. And then we can see what we want to do.
Wow. Okay. So door open, people. We will open up some sort of poll if you'd like to see my father there, and virtue, obviously, me there, and Woody would be there, and everybody. Let us know in the comment section, and let me know. If you guys are watching after the fact, let me know in the comments if that's something hop on pop that you'd like to see, and we will try to see if we can make that happen. So excellent. All right. Well, actually, we have Johnny Boy also on the line. Real quick, he wanted to say something. So Johnny, go ahead.
Going on, guys? Yo, first and foremost, can we shout the family out on how tight the beard is? Like,
true.
Dude, his beard's on point right now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a cat that loves going to the barbershop on a constant and everything, so I appreciate it, right? But, I mean, Papa Ezen, man, we need you there Thursday night. My birthday is coming this upcoming Friday, and I feel like, the only gift that you can give is that you bring your son to the game Thursday night, September 19th. A lot of going to be there, a lot. And I'm talking about a lot of the guys that come on here on an everyday basis.
All right. Well, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Double stack with the hat game and the Kiss shirt. So I'm going to see what I can do.
Yes. My dad's going to be there too. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. So we could make this a whole family affair. You guys could throw some war stories over there. And then while me and Boy Green are in the back throwing some couple of keg tosses and just, acting a fool.
Well, Boy Green's an expert in that area.
More on that in the future, perhaps.
Hey, but I wanted to ask you guys something real quick. So I'm a big
sure.
Roy Jones Jr. fight, and your pops made a great point. It was speed, right? And towards the end, he went up to become a heavyweight. Now he did beat what's his name, Diaz, if I'm not mistaken.
Tony,
right?
I think he beat James Toney, who held one of the 55 heavyweight belts. That he did win that.
Was it, or wasn't it Andy something? It was the Hispanic dude that he beat up.
I think it's both, but I think he fought James Toney, who was himself was a middleweight that ate too many cheeseburgers.
Okay, so I have this in front of me here. Here are the latest fights that he had. So his last fight that he had was Anthony Pettis, and he lost to him in April 1st of 2023. There's a bunch of stuff recently, 2018, 2017. How far back are you talking about, Johnny?
I'm talking about towards the end of the career, like the golden, like
probably 2014
heavyweight or so. And all that. Like he was not supposed to be there. I mean, maybe it was the Andy, not Andy Garcia, right? Or Andy Diaz, or
let me see real quick if I could get an Andy here to see if so I'm going through his thing. Yeah, I don't see any Andy in here.
Or Raul or something like that, bro.
November 18th, 1994. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. Roy Jones beat James Toney for the heavyweight championship.
Yeah, I remember that. That was an awesome.
I don't know what's going on my camera, but
awesome.
No,
fight.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't really see that in here. Yeah, there's a long history of all his fights, but obviously he did a lot of stuff more recently. I don't really.
His Achilles heel was Tarver. I don't know if
that's right. Yeah, he lost two. He came back too soon, lost him second time. The funniest thing about Roy Jones Jr. is he didn't want to lose the belt, so he'd fight anybody. And he fought this guy that put advertising on the bottom of his shoes because he figured that Roy Jones was going to knock him out. And someone paid him to put their logo on the bottom of the guy's shoes. So go ahead and Google that fun fact. And you could read the advertisement because he did indeed knock that dude the F out.
You guys remember the Vernon Forrest fight with him?
Oh yeah. So he did lose to Tarver two of the three times, even more than that because he beat him first. Yeah. So interesting. Wow, yeah, fought him 3 times in a 4-fight span. He won the first one, lost the other 2. Oh wow, okay.
All right, my last question for you guys, right? So you
Yeah.
guys love
Okay.
MMA and all that,
Sure. Yeah.
right? I was kind of one of those guys that was like, because I boxed my whole life, bro, like growing up and everything. So it was very tough for me to say with the MMA stuff, but then I started appreciating it and all that, right? I started seeing how much work truly went into that. But I
Yeah.
also loved the part where they didn't have any kind of weight class in the very beginning
Yeah.
during like
Oh yeah.
stuff like that.
Rewatch those on
The
ESPN Plus
sumo
for. Oh
sumo
my
guy
gosh.
wrote UFC 1 must watch.
So I say to say this: did you guys see Eddie Hall just fight two guys? And if you guys have
Oh
not
yes, I did.
looked
Yes,
it
I
up,
Oh
did saw
my
the
God.
clips. The
Yeah.
power bomb, and then the
Yeah.
knockout. Yes.
Okay, let me see. Maybe I can pull that up real
Well,
quick.
I'll just say one thing, and then
Yeah.
I'll let you. I got to run, but yeah.
Okay.
So during one of the announcement tables, they had this Olympic medalist and some girl, and then they had James Brown, not James Brown, Jim Brown was the
Yeah.
announcer UFC 1, and the kickboxer hit that sumo in the face, and then they're like, "Is that a tooth on our desk?" So go back and watch it. They
yeah,
literally kicked the tooth onto the announcer's desk. So,
Wow.
but I got to run.
same
Great
here,
Okay.
man.
talking to you guys.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Pop. Thanks. Thanks
Hey,
for joining.
I think
Yeah,
it
I
worked,
did.
bro. I think it
Yeah.
worked.
I'm
I think it
gonna
worked,
throw
bro.
this. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this up now. We're gonna show this on the screen for those who didn't see this. This is unbelievable. I did just see this clip. It just came across, my timeline, and this is unbelievable. This is crazy. He's beating the crap out of these two guys.
Oh,
Power bombs one of them, and then he comes up. It's buffering here, but he power bombs this guy, and then he gets back up and he knocks him out immediately, and his limp body is just there on the ground. Oh my
dude,
god!
don't you feel bad for the guy that he power bombed? Like, dude got back up. He was like, "Oh, I got him," and then boom, chin checked right to the button,
And
and
just
he out.
and just like you just saw his soul leave his body and just collapse like a used lawn chair. That oh my
Look,
god!
I tell you this to say,
Oh.
I'll tell you this: I'd rather get knocked out cold than get knocked out by a body punch. Dude, I had a guy that I
Oh.
fought once, bro. He ended up representing the New York State in the Junior Olympics,
Yeah.
right? Bro, I was whooping his ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kept tagging me to the body and he gave me a hairline fracture to 3 of my ribs, bro.
Jesus.
And it was the worst pain I've ever been, man. So he knocked me out, bro, like, and it sucked because I'm on the damn ground, bro, just trying to breathe. I can't breathe. My legs do not work at this moment. I'm trying to get up. I look like an idiot trying to get up. So, and I remember everything, which
Wow.
sucks even more, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Right. I have not had the body stuff, but in my fighting career in Taekwondo, I had a big roundhouse kick to the back of my head. It knocked me out unconscious, so my body fall. And as I hit the canvas, I like jolt back up, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good." So like, it hit me, it caught me somehow, hooked behind my head, boop, and I just whoop hit the turf. And then all of a sudden, like the jolt of my body slamming the ground, like got me back up, and I popped back up real quick, like, "Oh, I'm here, I'm here." It was kind of like out on my feet for a second. So yeah, but I haven't had like the liver shots. I've heard stories of other people catching the liver shots at Taekwondo before, and then like ultimately like kind of like so you're finding boom, 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 and eventually they just like kind of hold their rib cage and fall to the ground. Oh, those are nasty. Those
dude,
are nasty. Thankfully, I
it
have none of those.
collapsed. You fold up, bro. Like, it sucks. It's like you look at a fucking accordion and just do like right there, bro. And
Power
like,
down.
and then the thing
Oh my
about it,
god.
man, bro, afterwards, it just
Yeah.
sucks, man. Like, anyways, we could talk about this all day. I know you got other guys, man. I appreciate you. Thursday night, September 19th, baby.
The pressure's up. It sounds
The
like he's
Esden
turning.
boys are
So good
coming.
work, boys. Yeah.
Hey, we're trying. Appreciate you, man.
Love that. Thanks, Johnny, for the second call. That's awesome. So yeah, it seems like my pop could be going, which means I would be going, which means Woody would be going, and everybody. And so, guys, it's building. And if we're able to if we're able to get that over the goal line, get that over the top, we'll pair up with a bunch of because I know we have NY Jets FL and his crazy fireworks and whatever else could happen. We'll see if we can either whether if it's not sit together, because I'm sure a lot of people already have season tickets and stuff, that we could try to see if we could kind of rally very much so in the pregame tailgate, if not for more, which would be awesome for all of us to kind of link up. So if and when that's official, guys, we'll put it out here on social and try to gather a bunch of us together and promote the heck out of it. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. Awesome. 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We'll see you next time. Again, we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. Become a part of the New York Jets Boy Green community. It'd be awesome. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Enjoy your